Now that we have our pumpkins drawn out on our black paper, I am just going to lightly trace it with my white oil pastel. I'm going to show you two ways that you can color your pumpkin. I want to make it look like the moonlight or the sun is shining on top. So I'm going to take the white, the yellow, and this bright orange, and then this color, which is almost like a brick color, an orangey brown color, and I'm going to work my way down from lightest to medium to dark. And so I'll begin with the white. I'm going to take the yellow, and when I take the yellow, I am going to color right underneath it, and I'm going to go into the white just a little bit so that those two colors blend right where they meet. I'm going to do the same with my orange. On the very bottom, I'm going to use that darkest shade, which is this brown reddish color. Now you see all these little pieces, these little chunks that kind of fell off of the oil pastel. You never want to rub it with your hand like you would with a crayon. I kind of just take it to the side and tap it. Now, one of the beauties of oil pastel is how easily they blend together. And this is one trick I like to do. So wherever the two colors meet, you choose which is the lightest color. So between this white and yellow, white is definitely the lighter of the two. So I'm going to take the white and I'm going to just right where they meet, I'm going to take the white and go over the yellow just a little bit. And as you can see, I am coloring it in the same direction that I colored when I did the yellow and the white. The next two colors is the yellow and the orange. The yellow is definitely the lighter one, so I'm going to take my yellow and I'm going to color up and down into the orange just a bit, going all the way across. Notice how I am not going across like this. I'm coloring in the direction of the lines that I drew on my pumpkin. And then lastly, the orange and the brown at the bottom. So that's one way you can do your pumpkin, where the light is shining from the top and working its way down. So it goes from lighter to medium to a dark color. Another way I like to color my pumpkin is to make the center of each of these shapes the lightest color. So I'm not going to be using white in this one. I'm going to use yellow. And then the edge around it is going to keep getting darker. So again, it's going to go from light to medium to dark, but I'm going to work my way from the center and work my way out in each shape. So for example, right here in the center, I am going to do the yellow. In the center of this one, the yellow. And now around the yellow, I'm going to do the orange. And then the darkest color here, I'm going to use the red.
And go around the orange.
Just like I did to my first one where I blended the lighter color with the darker color, I'm going to do the same here. So right now I haven't done any blending. I've just kind of placed my colors next to each other. Now I'm going to take that yellow and blend it in a little bit with the orange, and then I'll do the same with the orange and the red. So I'll start with my yellow, which is the lightest color, and I'm going to go into the orange just a little bit. The same with the orange, go into the red. Now to this one, if I wanted to, I could now go over those white lines with a darker color. It could be a brown or even a black. I'm going to do a black just to make it really different from the first one. And I'm going to do the same thing I've been doing. So I'm going to take the lighter of the two colors. The red is definitely lighter than the black. And I'm just going to go with my red and rub into the black just a little bit so those edges kind of blend together. Two very easy ways to color your pumpkin. So this one looks more like the light is shining from above, goes from light to medium to dark, and this one goes from light to medium to dark in the center of each of those spaces. I also color the background very differently. Don't always go to grab the blue for your sky. You can be very creative and you can choose a different color. I made my sky purple here, and over here I made it peach. I wanted a light color here to contrast with these darks, and I wanted a darker color over here to contrast with the lights. Always remember your horizon line goes behind your object. A quick tip, so if you notice my yellow has a lot of the orange on top of it, and maybe when I want to use it I don't want any of that getting on my artwork. So very simply just take your oil pastel and gently rub it on a napkin until you wipe off all of the other color that you don't want on there. Don't color your napkin, you don't want to waste the oil pastel, but just gently rub it until you have a nice clean top again.